Yeah, you're great. Thanks. Well, this is Maria. She's already on her second stay abroad, so she's already a pro. Could you tell us a little bit more about your current stay with Erasmus Plus in Europe, and maybe just like give us also some information on your stay at Petronas if you have some?
Yeah, sure. I'd just like to introduce myself. I'm Maria. I'm studying chemical engineering at TU Graz, so I'm in my master's right now and hopefully going to finish soon. I did stay in Malaysia, so at University Technology Petronas right before Corona. And I came back just with like, I really want to go again. So actually I wanted to go overseas again, but due to Corona, I wasn't sure about everything. And so I decided for Erasmus. And right now I'm in Belgium studying at KU Leuven, which is near to Brussels. I just checked before, there are not too many people in there. So if you guys have any specific questions, it would be nice if you just unmute yourself or post into the chat. After my presentation, my boyfriend will follow with more information at KU Leuven anyways. So I'm not sure if you're more interested in overseas or in Erasmus, or if you would like to hear something on how to decide, on how to start, on visas, health insurance, money. If you have any questions, just post it. Otherwise, I would go and just tell a few things by myself.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Great, Maria. Thank you.
So yeah, I would start with Malaysia because KU Leuven will follow anyway. So I did overseas right after my bachelor, and I was always looking forward to. So I was sure that I wanted to go abroad before anyways, and it was a great opportunity to do it during studies. I decided for Malaysia because I needed an English-speaking country. Unfortunately, I'm not aware of another language. So I went for English speaking, and I wanted actually a cheap company too, because my brother went to Calgary and he did a lot of things, but he was always limited by money. It's Canada, guys. So I went for Malaysia, and it was a really great opportunity. So Malaysia is a country I cannot really recommend for like 2 weeks of holiday, but it's a country I can really recommend for living there because all the people are so nice, the culture, the in-between things. So it's nothing you see on the first sight, but after weeks and months living with the people, it's really great. And a big advantage of UTP is that there are not that many exchange students, so it's really easy to get in contact with locals because you're the only exchange or international in class anyway. So you have to talk and they have to talk, so it's pretty nice. And they're really friendly. So I still have contact with some local students from the time back then. It's yeah, it's just a nice feeling to get in touch with these people, and you really learn a lot. So one story I really like to tell is the percentage of Christians in Malaysia, which is a Muslim country, is more or less the same than the Muslims in Austria. But they have the 25th of December as a holiday, a national-wide holiday, because they just decided as a country that they take all the major religious holidays from the big religions for everyone. So because they are really intercultural and didn't want to have like fights over it, so they just took all of it, which is just like a nice feeling of the people. Because if I heard like it's a Muslim country, my mom heard it and was like shocked. So it's really, they're actually more open-minded than everyone I ever met in Europe. So it's really nice. Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit more about classes at Petronas? Is there anything specific that's different from Graz, or something that you found really interesting about classes?
The whole structure at university is different. So in Malaysia, it's similar to what we have in Austria with the Fachhochschule. So it's actually you always have to be there. You get assignments. You have like probably midterms or in between exams, actually, like you know it from high school. And then you have like one big final exam week actually. So it's everything really in short of time. They are really strict at that exam week. Like I'm not used to control similar to at the airport for an exam. Like you're not allowed to bring your own pen and stuff like that. So that was really unusual for me. But yeah, besides that, it really depends on the courses you take. I took a few, and in general, you can say the classes are smaller, so it's like around 30. But how it works is similar to like exercise classes in Austria. Like every time you have like short people or not that too many people in classes, of course, it's easier to discuss, to talk, to have like some connection with everyone. So that's pretty nice. Oh, also one thing which is similar to our Fachhochschule is that it's common to have like the 1 year all or nothing. So they all know each other already because they've been in the same classes all the time for like 2 years.
Good
I've got a
to know.
question.
Yeah, sure.
Please go for it.
Yeah, as you as well, like I kind of got addicted and thought about to do a study abroad in Malaysia as well, like later. Would you recommend would you recommend to go like in the winter or summer term, like from
Depends what weather you like, because I'm not that much into Austrian winters, especially not autumns. Like I hate autumn in cars, so it was the best decision for me to go to Malaysia. But like the weather is like, if you've ever been to Southeast Asia, it's like of course hot, but it's fine. Like if you're used to summers, then it's I would take the winter. If you want to decrease the amount of hot periods, I would recommend summer.
Okay.
And it also depends, like that's also interesting maybe for some other guys, like all the exchange programs start at different months. So for example, the study period in Malaysia was from September till mid of December, which is more than fine with my semester in Graz. But on the other side, the next semester starts, I think, around beginning of January, which is really not that good because actually that's exam season here. So it depends a little bit on your organization and when you're free. But winter is actually a little bit more easier to fit into the schedule if you're not that specific with specific exams.
Yeah, same with Calgary. Yeah, true. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so that's maybe just one thing you should think about.
Yeah, definitely important. Could you maybe also a little bit talk about, did you get to travel a lot? Did you have like a very intercultural experience? Did you have lots of contact with locals? And did you kind of experience the local cuisine? Was that easy for you in Malaysia, or did you have any difficulties?
Traveling is so nice. Like Malaysia is like with Kuala Lumpur, like the one of the biggest airports in this region. So it's like Malaysian Air is 50 euros for the trip to Thailand and back. So actually, like the bus to the airport is more expensive than the flight itself and stuff like that. So I did, of course, a few longer weekends in Thailand, and afterwards, as I said, the semester finished around December. So on my way home, I stayed 1 month in Sri Lanka because it's like, you know, on the way. I did also some traveling before I went for exchange. So all the Southeast Asian is perfect. I also did a lot of traveling inside of Malaysia and Singapore. So there you can always take buses, and that's working pretty fine. The local people, as I said, they're really nice and really helpful. So it's like I talked to a lot of people, and I would say Malaysia is specific for that, because local are really interested in me continue, which has something to do with the Malaysian culture, where they're actually like racism the other way around, because whites is like, you're better if you're white. So they think they're worse. It's like, you probably read stories about that you can enter a club in Kuala Lumpur for free because you're white. So it has something to do with that culture, but they're also just friendly people. And the cuisine is pretty nice, because it's a mixture of like Indonesian, Chinese, Indian, and you also have like, there is no Malaysian food, because you have like 20% Chinese people, 15 I think Indian, a few Christian Indonesians working here and stuff like that. So you have really this intercultural stuff also in the food, and you have a lot of specific restaurants, and yeah, I can really recommend that. Like, the food was amazing. It was so cheap. It was really nice. So
Great. Maybe just a quick question before we let Simon speak a little bit about KU Leuven. And just a quick, maybe something, was there anything that you would have liked to know before going abroad, or something that you know now and would like to tell someone that is about to go abroad? Is there anything that comes to mind?
not specific for me, because I'm a really organized person and I just love to travel. So I always prepare myself quite a lot before doing stuff. But my roommate was from TU Graz too, and she was pretty shocked at like everything the first 2 weeks, because she's more like the getting into girl, which is completely fine. But if you are that, at least read the letters on the TU Graz website for your university, so that you, for example, know that you don't have room for yourself. So like the minimum preparation is really to read these Erfahrungsberichte. So that's a must too. And if you're more organized, you will find things. I'm sure.
Yeah, you can find all experience reports on the TU for you in the intranet. So that's pretty easy to access. All of the programs have kind of like a sub-page with all of the experience reports of students that actually were abroad with the specific program. So just go in, maybe just look for experience reports that were from people that studied the same, or just look at other people's. It's basically just to get kind of like a nice picture of how it actually is when you're abroad. So that's a good pointer. Thank you for that, Maria.
Just one thing to add there also, most of the times, if you like email addresses, you can write if you have more question, or if you're unsure about anything. And I can just tell for myself, but I actually love if people are writing me, so because it's it was such a great experience, and I wish that all of you are going abroad, because that's the one thing you cannot do in like 10 years just again. So you should really do that, and you would miss a lot if you don't do it.
I can support that. That's very good.